purchasing an age domain. Now you're probably pretty interested in this technique. Whether or not it's going to work for you is kind of up for grabs there. It might not work for you, it might work well for you. But if you have an existing domain and you can't change course right now, then this is definitely not a strategy for you. But you could use this for educational purposes to find out potentially what you could do with another business or another website you might start. Or if you're an SEO and you're doing SEO for clients, you might want to consider this as a strategy. So purchasing an age domain obviously is a strategy that you can employ to find a domain with some authority, so that you don't have to wait around for that sandbox period to expire. You don't have to wait, the 2 years, the year or 2 years of hard work to get out of the sandbox, so to speak. But there are definitely, as I said, definitely a number of limiting factors that are involved here. Number one, we want to find out who's linking to this domain name. Are they linking to pages that are non-existent now? Of course. Where are these links living? We want to find out whether or not this domain suffered a Google penalty, such as the Penguin. That's definitely up for grabs. So it might have been penalized at some point. Now, when we looked at the Wayback Machine, we didn't see the graphs come up because obviously there was a little bit of a problem with their website. But what you could see, for example, when you research different domains, is you can see when the graph falls off. It could be kind of going up, from left to right, as in they're receiving more traffic, and then it could fall off at some point. And when it falls off at some point, that could have signaled a penalty. For example, if we're looking at like 2012, 2013, and we see a major drop off in traffic, that could have been a penalty. But you have no real way to determine for sure. You could punch that domain into Google Webmaster Tools and try to glean some more information from it. But unless you held that domain and it was in your control all that time, you're not going to get as much information from it, regardless of what you do. So just be aware that this is a tactic that might not be for everybody, but it's good knowledge to have. So when we purchase an age domain, the way that we can purchase an age domain is to head to GoDaddy Auctions. This is just one way. It's just auctions.godaddy.com. Now, when you get here, it's really, really important that you click this advanced search button. What we're looking for are some .com domains. And another very important thing is we don't want an exact match, because if we leave it as an exact match, for example, and let's say you're a realtor, or you're representing some home buyers or whatever business, you're in some sort of real estate business, mortgages, something like that. Let's say we type in, mortgage. If we leave it as exact match, this is only going to find mortgage.com. So it's going to just look for mortgage.com because we have .com selected here. So make sure you don't leave this as exact match, because when we run the search, we're going to get the search return no results. So let's make sure that we change it from exact match to contain. So this means that it can have the keyword mortgage anywhere in the domain. So that's an important thing. Or it can be home, or villas, or auto, or cars, or whatever it is that you're looking for. Now, what I like to do is look for domains that have a minimum of 5 years of age. You can leave the maximum blank. And we want to find domains with the buy now option. So we can click this buy now option here. And this is pretty much what you need to do to search for the age domain. We could mess around with some of these other attributes and stuff like that, but it's not necessary. And when we run our search, we can see that there's a number of results that come up. So what's really good here is that we can actually organize this by traffic. So we can see which one of these had high traffic. Now, the good thing about the buy now domains are these are expired. So you don't have to bid on these. GoDaddy Auctions, you can bid on some domains and they can even go up to tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars. So that's not the case here. You can just buy the domain. One thing to note though is the purchase process isn't the same as buying a regular domain. It takes about a few days to even a couple of weeks for the transfer to be completed. But it's worth it. If you find a good domain that had good traffic, good authority, that's been around for a while, then it might just be worth it. So let's take a look at this Mortgage Lenders Pro because it has the most traffic. So it comes up here as 35 in the traffic. Now, this has an age of 7, which is pretty good because it's 7 years old. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that Mortgage Lenders Pro was indexed 7 years ago. It just means that Mortgage Lenders Pro was purchased 7 years ago. So it has some good age, and we can do some more research into this. But first, what I wanted to show you is, this might work. Now we have to punch this into the Wayback Machine. So it's if we go back to the archive, and hopefully we'll have it working here for us, we can take a look at Mortgage Lenders Pro. Okay, so the archive is coming up first, which is great. So as you can see here, you can see this traffic that fell off, but this kind of coincides with what we saw. This domain was first picked up back in July 2008, which is really good because we have some age there. Now we have to do some more research to find out, whether or not this is going to work for us. But we can quickly look at some of the historical pages and see kind of what it looked like. Now sometimes I know that this was working slow before. Okay, that's great. So here we can see this is what Mortgage Lenders Pro looked like in 2009. So on February 14th of 2009, this is what it looked like. It's still loading some content, but this is really good because we even have a tag cloud here, so we see what they were writing about, the type of content that was on the website. So if you're developing a mortgage website, then great, you can kind of develop stuff that's in line with this, and you can even see the pages that existed. So which is great. I mean, if you're an advanced web developer, you can use this information really to your benefit. But we could take this a step further and take a look and see, what did Mortgage Lenders Pro, and this is the Moz Explorer, and you can find this just by Googling Moz Explorer. What did Mortgage Lenders Pro? Now, Mortgage Lenders Pro has a pretty good domain authority of 19. It doesn't have a spam score. Now, it doesn't have, let's try it with www. Okay, great. Wow, so we have 464 total links that are coming in here. And but it's only from one root domain, which isn't so great, because what this is saying is, all of this is coming, the total links are coming from one domain. No links have been discovered in the last 60 days, but it has good page authority and it has good domain authority. So this person, has simply let this lapse, and now it's available for purchase. So, we still don't know whether or not, now we can see a spam score here, and this spam score is pretty low actually. So this could be a contender, but you have to use this information to your knowledge and determine just what you want to do. Now, all the pages that existed out there, if there weren't a lot of links, if this is finding only 464 total links from one root domain, then that's not that great. But we can do other searches where we can kind of determine whether or not how many links were coming from where. But the Moz Explorer is probably your best bet because you can do a bunch of cool research into it. I did have the Amazon page open before. This is, one second. Try this again. So So we're just looking at anchor text, and so here's what it looks like on. So this is Amazon. Amazon, of course, has tons of links, very high domain authority and very high page authority. We can see that 95,000 different domains are linking with 4.7 million total links. So, of course, this is huge. You can see spam scores. You can see a lot of stuff. As you can see, the spam score is low just because it's at 3. Only 4% of sites with 3% were penalized by Google. So this is a great tool to use. So you have to kind of combine this tool with a couple of other tools when you're researching the age domain, and you can make your purchase from auctions.godaddy.com. Just keep in mind that you might need to do some 301 redirects, if you feel up to doing that, where you are redirecting non-existent pages and informing Google that those pages don't exist anymore. Or you can go about researching what pages existed and recreate them. You could even try to recreate the whole website from this archive, which is definitely something that you can do, or you can hire a web developer to help you do that from Elance. But this is a quick way to build some instant authority. Of course, you don't want the website looking outdated. Now, this is just an old design, but definitely this is a great way to develop authority quickly and exit that sandbox. But again, this could backfire against you. You have to ensure that you do the right research. You look through and you see what happened to the domain, its history and stuff like that, and you have to use your best judgment to see whether or not you want to go down this route. But definitely a really good strategy to employ or hold in the back of your mind moving forward.